The African savanna stretches endlessly beneath the open sky, a land shaped by time, memory, and survival. Across this vast landscape moves a giant, slow, powerful, and deeply intelligent. The African elephant is the largest land animal on Earth. Its size commands attention, yet its true strength lies not only in power, but in memory, emotion, and family bonds. As the morning sun rises, a herd of elephants moves together across the plains. Their footsteps are heavy, but their movements are gentle. Dust rises beneath their feet, carried by the wind like echoes of the past. Elephants live in close family groups led by an experienced matriarch. She is the memory keeper of the herd, remembering water sources, migration routes, and dangers learned over decades. Her leadership is not based on force, but on wisdom. Young calves stay close, protected by mothers, aunts, and sisters. Every member of the herd plays a role. In this world, survival is shared. Elephants communicate constantly. Low-frequency rumbles travel through the ground, allowing them to speak across vast distances. Some messages cannot be heard, but they are always felt. As the day warms, the herd approaches a water source. Water is life on the savanna. Elephants drink deeply, spray water over their backs, and coat themselves with mud to protect their skin from the sun and insects. Their trunks are masterpieces of evolution. Strong enough to tear branches from trees, yet gentle enough to pick up a single blade of grass. With it, elephants eat, drink, smell, touch, and communicate. But life for elephants is not without struggle. As vegetation disappears and droughts grow longer, elephants must travel farther to survive. Their ancient migration routes are increasingly blocked by human development. Roads, farms, and fences cut across paths once walked for generations. Despite their size, elephants are vulnerable. Poaching remains one of their greatest threats. For ivory, countless elephants have been killed, leaving families broken and herds traumatized. Elephants remember loss. They mourn their dead. They revisit the bones of fallen family members, touching them gently with their trunks. This emotional depth sets elephants apart. Calves learn through observation. They watch elders use tools, dig for water, and respond to danger. Play becomes practice, and practice becomes survival. When danger appears, the herd reacts instantly. Adults form a protective circle around the young. Calves move to the center, shielded by massive bodies and unbreakable unity. This is the power of family. As evening approaches, the savanna cools. The herd slows, feeding quietly as golden light washes across their wrinkled skin. Birds perch briefly on their backs, and insects scatter beneath their feet. Elephants shape the land itself. By knocking down trees, they create open grasslands. By digging for water, they provide life for countless other animals. Without elephants, the ecosystem would change forever. They are not just inhabitants of the savanna. They are its architects. As night falls, the herd rests close together. Calves lean against their mothers, comforted by touch and sound. Stars fill the sky above, silent witnesses to a story older than memory. Tomorrow, the journey will continue. More walking, more searching, more survival. The African elephant does not rush. It remembers. It endures. In a world that is changing faster than ever, the elephant's survival depends on balance between nature and humanity, memory and progress. To protect elephants is to protect the land itself. Because as long as elephants walk these plains, the savanna remains alive with history, strength, and hope. As the sun rises again over the African landscape, the journey of the elephant herd continues. The savanna awakens slowly, filled with distant calls, rustling grass, and the quiet movement of life beginning another day. For elephants, every new morning brings the same purpose: to move, to remember, and to survive. The matriarch leads the herd forward with calm confidence. Her steps are slow but certain, guided by memories passed down through generations. She remembers where water once flowed during droughts long forgotten by the land itself. She remembers danger, and she remembers safety. Elephants do not wander aimlessly. Their journeys are shaped by experience. Young calves stay close, their small legs struggling to keep pace with the adults. When they stumble, others step in gently, offering support with trunks and bodies. In this family, no one is left behind. As the herd moves across open ground, their presence reshapes the land. Grass is trampled, seeds are spread, and pathways are formed. Elephants are engineers of the ecosystem, creating opportunities for countless other species to thrive. Midday heat settles heavily over the plains. The herd slows, conserving energy. Elephants regulate their body temperature by flapping their large ears, releasing excess heat into the air. They seek shade where possible, resting beneath scattered trees or near rocky outcrops. Water remains the most precious resource. When the herd reaches a waterhole, the atmosphere changes. Excitement ripples through the group. Calves rush forward, splashing clumsily, while adults drink deeply. Trunks curl gracefully, drawing water upward before releasing it into waiting mouths. Elephants also bathe, spraying water over their backs and coating themselves in mud. This protective layer shields their skin from insects and the harsh sun. What appears playful is in fact essential for survival. But waterholes can also be dangerous places. Other animals gather here: buffalo, antelope, predators waiting patiently. The matriarch remains alert, scanning the surroundings, sensing subtle changes in behavior. Elephants communicate constantly through low-frequency rumbles, sharing information that travels through the ground itself. These vibrations carry warnings, reassurance, and direction. It is a language older than words. As the day progresses, the herd resumes its journey. They feed as they move, stripping bark from trees, pulling down branches, and grazing on grasses. An adult elephant can consume hundreds of pounds of vegetation each day. This feeding behavior shapes the environment. By knocking down trees, elephants prevent forests from overtaking grasslands. By dispersing seeds through their dung, they help new plants grow far from the parent tree. Life follows in their footsteps. Birds feed on insects stirred by their movement. Small mammals find shelter in the paths they create. Even predators benefit from the open spaces elephants maintain. Yet despite their importance, elephants face growing threats. As human populations expand, elephants are forced into smaller areas. Their ancient migration routes are cut by roads, farms, and settlements. Conflicts arise when elephants search for food and water near human communities. For farmers, an elephant can mean destruction. For elephants, humans represent danger. Poaching remains one of the most devastating threats. Elephants are killed for their ivory, leaving families shattered. Calves orphaned, herds traumatized. Elephants do not forget. They remember loss. They return to the bones of fallen family members, touching them gently with their trunks. They show behaviors that resemble mourning, standing silently, lingering longer than necessary. This emotional intelligence sets elephants apart from most other animals. Calves grow up learning not only survival skills, but social behavior. They observe how elders interact, how conflicts are resolved, how cooperation keeps the herd strong. Play becomes practice, and practice becomes survival. As the calves mature, they gain confidence. Young males eventually leave the herd, forming loose groups or living solitary lives. Females remain, strengthening the family bonds that define elephant society. Leadership passes quietly from one generation to the next. When an old matriarch can no longer lead, another steps forward, carrying the collective memory of the herd. As evening approaches, golden light washes over the savannah. The herd slows, feeding quietly as shadows lengthen. The heat fades, replaced by cooler air and distant calls of nocturnal creatures. At night, elephants rest in close proximity. Calves sleep surrounded by adults, protected by massive bodies in constant vigilance. Even in rest, the herd remains aware. The stars above witness a story that has unfolded for thousands of years. But the future is uncertain. Climate change brings longer droughts and unpredictable seasons. Water becomes harder to find. Food grows scarce. Elephants must travel farther, risking conflict and exhaustion. Conservation efforts offer hope. Protected reserves, wildlife corridors, and anti-poaching initiatives work to secure a future for these giants. Communities learn to coexist, understanding that protecting elephants also protects the land. Because where elephants survive, ecosystems flourish. As dawn approaches once more, the herd rises. Another journey begins. Another chapter unfolds. The African elephant does not rush. It remembers where it has been. It knows where it must go. In a world that changes too quickly, the elephant remains a symbol of patience, memory, and resilience. Its footsteps echo across the savannah, carrying the weight of history and the promise of survival. And as long as elephants continue to walk these lands, the heart of Africa continues to beat. Night slowly releases its grip on the African savannah. A pale blue light spreads across the horizon as the first signs of morning appear. For the elephant herd, rest is brief. Movement is life, and the journey never truly ends. The matriarch rises first. Her massive form casts a long shadow as she tests the air, listening, sensing. She does not rely only on sight. She feels vibrations through the ground, subtle signals carried from miles away. To her, the land speaks. The herd follows, gathering quietly. Calves press close to their mothers, still heavy with sleep. As they begin to move, dust lifts gently around their feet. Each step is deliberate, shaped by instinct and memory. Elephants are creatures of time. They remember paths traveled decades earlier. Waterholes visited as calves. Safe routes learned through hardship. This knowledge is the difference between survival and loss. As the sun rises higher, the herd enters a region changed by drought. The grass is thinner here. Trees stand bare, stripped of leaves. Water is scarce. The matriarch slows the group, choosing direction carefully. She knows that pushing the herd too fast could exhaust the young. But waiting too long could be deadly. Elephants communicate constantly. Low rumbles pass through the group, calming calves, coordinating movement. These sounds are rarely heard by humans, but they shape every decision. Hours pass as the herd travels. The heat builds again. Sweat darkens their skin. Ears flap steadily, releasing warmth into the air. Finally, the scent of water reaches them. A seasonal river lies ahead, reduced to shallow pools. The herd approaches cautiously. Elephants know that desperation can attract danger. As they drink, the calm is broken. In the distance, the sound of engines carries across the land. Vehicles move along a dirt road, humans passing through elephant territory. The herd becomes tense. Calves are pulled closer. Adults form a protective circle. Human presence changes everything. Elephants have learned to fear certain sounds, certain smells. These memories are passed on, shaping behavior across generations. A single violent encounter can alter migration routes for decades. The vehicles pass without stopping. Slowly, tension eases. But the reminder remains. The world of elephants is shrinking. Once, their paths stretched endlessly. Now, fences, farms, and roads interrupt ancient routes. Elephants must adapt or perish. Some learn to move at night, avoiding human contact. Others risk entering farmland, drawn by crops rich in calories. These choices are not made lightly. Conflict often follows. For humans, elephants can mean destruction and fear. For elephants, humans can mean death. Conservation efforts attempt to bridge this divide. Wildlife corridors reconnect fragmented land. Early warning systems alert communities to approaching herds. Education fosters understanding. Still, the balance remains fragile. As the day progresses, the herd reaches a protected reserve. Here, the land breathes more freely. Trees stand tall. Water flows more reliably. The elephants relax. Calves play, chasing one another in circles. Adults feed without urgency. For a moment, the world feels safe. This safety allows life to continue. A female gives birth under the watchful eyes of the herd. The newborn struggles to stand, guided gently by trunks and soft rumbles. Within minutes, it takes its first steps, unsteady but determined. The survival of this calf represents hope. Yet survival is never guaranteed. Predators lurk at the edges of elephant society. Lions may target the young or weak. But adult elephants are formidable defenders. A coordinated charge is enough to send even the bravest predator retreating. Strength lies not only in size, but in unity. As seasons change, the herd continues its cycle. Wet months bring abundance. Dry months test endurance. Each year shapes the next. Elephants age slowly. Their bodies carry scars of time. Broken tusks, worn teeth, stiff joints. When age finally slows an elephant beyond movement, the herd adjusts. They do not abandon their own. They wait. They remain nearby. When death comes, it is acknowledged. Elephants gather. They touch the fallen with care. They stand quietly, sometimes for hours. There is no panic, only presence. These moments reveal a depth of awareness that challenges our understanding of animal life. Elephants are not merely surviving. They are experiencing. As night falls again, the herd settles near water. Stars fill the sky. The land cools. In the darkness, elephants continue to communicate, their low calls weaving through the silence. They are never truly alone. The future remains uncertain. Climate change accelerates. Human expansion continues. Yet elephants endure, adapting as they always have. Their survival depends not only on strength, but on memory, cooperation, and respect, from each other, and from us. To protect elephants is to protect the landscapes they shape, the water they uncover, the forests they maintain, the life that follows in their wake. As dawn approaches once more, the herd rises again. Another journey, another test, another chance. The African elephant moves forward, carrying the past, shaping the present, and holding the future in every step.